Hey y'all, it's your girl Stephanie. This is Wrestling Color Podcast right here on YouTube. Make sure you thumbs up the video. Make sure you hit the comments. Make sure you like the video. I think that's the thumbs up. Hit me on my social media. Those links are in the banner. Instagram and Pinterest mostly. What else we got going on? A lot has happened since my last video. And my last video was only a couple minutes. I guess y'all like it when I run my mouth. Of me just explain to y'all why Mustafa Ali is wanting to leave the WWE, who, by the way, at this particular time of February, he has not been released, and they claim it's because they see the value in Mustafa Ali. I don't even know what the fuck that means, because if y'all saw the value, he would be wrestling. Or in some type of useful capacity. Let me say that. So while we're here, well, you see the picture. I want to talk about Big E's title reign. And a couple things that I feel like could have happened, and why Big E is right back at being, you know, back with the New Day. Not that that's a bad thing, but it looks really terrible, as if he was just relegated to the thrones of non-existent tag team. What's that word when you in between worlds? One of y'all tell me. You know when you die and they be like, you didn't go to heaven or hell. Purgatory. Purgatory. He's in tag team purgatory because there is no tag team division on WWE, period. Whether we talk about SmackDown or Raw. So let's see. I said, I'm just bounce around the timeline. I'm not going to really get all into this is what happened. So I said, Big E won the Money in the Bank, and I was very, very happy about that. I think, I think it was his time. I feel like, Big E been around a long time, and why not, give him a shot. Let's see what he could do. He won the Money in the Bank. Now, if I was running the show, Big E would have that Money in the Bank title all the way up until WrestleMania. Okay? And I would have Big E be Big E. I would have him sneaking around. I would have him, like he was doing. Because at one point he was like showing up and just laughing. And everybody was looking at him crazy like, I know you got that briefcase, but I don't give a fuck. I would have him do all kinds of crazy shit. Kind of like when Stone Cold broke his neck, they had him doing a bunch of crazy shit because he couldn't wrestle no more. So they still wanted to keep the star power, so they just had Stone Cold doing all types of crazy shit. So I'd have had him running around with that briefcase, cutting up. Something crazy on Monday, something crazy on fucking NXT, even go over NXT. I'd have him doing something crazy every fucking week. And he would have been down for it, because Big E, Big E is really all about his craft. He's not held down by any, family or anything like that. So he has the opportunity to travel to all these places. And I think he would have been a great sport about it. So that's the first missed opportunity. So AEW is trugging along or whatever. And WWE just felt like they had to just get this big ratings thing going on. And they had Big E cash in on Bobby Lashley in this big bombastic fashion, out of nowhere. Didn't tell nobody. Nothing was built. Somebody literally walked up to Big E and was like, yo, I'm going to need you to get ready because you're going to win the belt tonight. And he probably was like, on a Monday? And they was like, yeah, on the Monday, because AEW's over there and we can't have them just be over there. We got to figure out a way to get this ratings pop and stick it to AEW. So, as a good worker bee, he went, cashed in. Everybody was like, yay, it was a good time. And then that was the beginning of the end. all of a sudden Biggie don't deserve, Biggie ain't got no business, Biggie, he shouldn't do that, Biggie needs to toughen up, he gotta be a big, strong, strapping black man, and he can't be having fun with no title like that. He gotta be serious, and he doing the booty-os, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Y'all were really laying it on. Y'all was really laying it on Biggie. You know, y'all wouldn't let Biggie be who he was. We got him to where he was. His personality, his having fun, and these are things that Biggie was doing that made people like Biggie. But the wrestling community that felt their champions have to be a specific way. Some of y'all feel like they have to look a certain way. Some of y'all even feel like they need to be a particular brand. Stick to the traditional way. And that's the, well, you got to bring race into everything, as if race doesn't play a role in every fucking facet of American life. But I guess only, you know, people who have to deal with that have to deal with that. So anyway, Biggie is trudging along with this title that is not given any type of love, period. Everything is about Roman Reigns and SmackDown. And I say that with the utmost respect because I enjoy Roman Reigns. I enjoy the work that he's doing. And I'm never going to complain about that. But it's like, in order for Roman Reigns to excel, somebody got to take the L. And that somebody was Big E. And the thing is, it was really easy for creative to give Big E these L's because the fans, quote unquote, left Big E a long time ago. The fans left Big E in the dust a long time ago. So it was easy to have him getting pinned and looking like an idiot and running around and getting fucked up and all this other stuff. So he's getting pinned and they having contenders matches and all this bullshit is taking place and Big E's looking a hot double fucking mess and there's nothing nobody could do about it. Everybody's like, you know, his fans, and I'm one of them, are like sitting here confused like, well, why did he have to take the pin? Why couldn't such and such take the pin? Well, why is he looking like such a clown? Like, I understand this is Survivor Series, but goddamn, he ain't putting up no kind of defense against Roman. He getting his fucking ass handed to him like a big stupid punk. Like, y'all making him look like a big muscle bound dummy. And that's hard to have to sit there and watch as a fan because he didn't deserve none of that. And y'all wouldn't do that to everybody. Y'all do that to certain people. Like Kofi Kingston. The trajectory Kofi Kingston went on was awesome. And even I have a video that's still up where I did not care for Kofi Kingston's title reign. And it's not because he didn't deserve it. It's because after a while, they just had him looking like he's nuts. And I'm just like, well, what's going on here? So the Survivor Series happens and Biggie gets his ass beat down to the mat. Roman, you know, is laughing at him and he just threw the joint down, and this is like, yeah, fuck that brand. I'm the man, fuck that. You know, it's no respect, period. And I get Roman is a heel and he's doing fantastic heel work, but god damn, it's just like, okay. So eventually Biggie loses the title and he's the one that gets pinned, and Brock Lesnar comes, takes the title. Biggie gets thrown out of the ring like garbage, not once but twice. He got thrown out the ring the other time when he lost the title, and he was just sitting there looking nuts and sad. And then during the Royal Rumble, they just tossed his ass out like old news. Then he unceremoniously goes over to SmackDown, didn't nobody fucking know, and then he shows up with Kofi Kingston. Right back. Literally right back to where he started. So here's an article. They claim the locker room says Big E deserves better. He's a cool guy and he shouldn't have been handled that way. So this report goes on to say that some dude named Wade Keller over on PW Torch. Now, I will read these things because a lot of y'all listen to these guys, and I think the only person that's probably reputable is Sean Ross Sapp, because he hasn't, you know, really missed. Dave Meltzer needs water, so I don't even know how he even gets through anything because he's like fucking dehydrated and dying. So this Wade Keller guy, he says, I've asked around and I've gotten this is what he claimed he got. Is people are really upset with the rug being pulled out from under Big E, and I haven't heard anything about there being an awareness of an issue with him, and I think people I have asked would know. Keller went on to say he hasn't heard anything negative about Big E that would cause WWE to push him back down the card, and he speculated that perhaps management felt that they were teaching him some sort of lesson. But Keller also wanted to stress that he doesn't know. He don't even know why he was moved. He's speculating. Keller went on to say that Big E doesn't seem like the type of person who would do anything that anyone else would see as a problem, but, you know, I could imagine him not knowing his place. I don't know what the fuck that means, but when you work for a company that don't give a fuck about you, your craft, and you as an adult human, I guess you have a place, and your place is to shut the fuck up and do what is told and what is asked of you. That I don't like that tone. According to someone, Wade Keller goes on, according to some management, and maybe they feel, this is management, what he said, maybe management feels that now they're going to teach him a lesson because he dared to push back against something that he didn't like, that he was being asked to do. But Wade Keller also says, I haven't heard anything concrete as far as that goes. So why the fuck are you saying it if you haven't heard anything concrete? That's wrestling, a pro wrestling journalism for you folks, right there. So when you hearing this article go around about what Wade Keller said, understand Wade Keller don't know, ain't heard, don't have nothing concrete, nothing stamped down. It's all speculation. Because no one knows why Big E is right back at square one. So Wade Keller goes on to say, people in the locker room always have great things to say about Big E and feel that he deserves better. And he said, Wade Keller said, I mean, one person just described him as a magnificent human being who doesn't deserve this treatment. Who doesn't deserve this treatment. But that's the treatment he getting. He getting treated all right. This past Friday on SmackDown, like I said, he ended up with Kofi Kingston against the against the two Latino, hot, sexy Latinos. Xavier Woods is supposed to be back from injury, and we'll go ahead and get back with them and do that whole New Day Rock spiel. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to tell y'all that it's not just creative that put Big E back in that position. It's also the fans. You all let Big E have it every week, whether it was Booker T, whether it's the fat fucks over at Busted Up Wide, whether it's the loud mouths who are racist and don't realize it, calling everybody assholes, dicks, and all these other derogatory terms. You all let Big E have it his whole entire run. The whole time. And now that he's done and they threw this man in the garbage, you are partially to blame. The people on Twitter, who called Big E a punk. He act like a punk. He need to act like a man. He ain't act like a man. He always joking around, and you can't joke around. That man got where he got because of his personality and because of his work ethic. And you all wanted him to change up who he was in order to, I don't fucking know, be a traditional wrestling champ. Big E went to media outlets and represented WWE excellently. He is very articulate, well-spoken, educated man, educated black man. That's the first thing. Representation, please. Representation, please. Biggie did the best he could with what he had, and WWE turned around and kicked him right up in the ass. Or he went up into the air, did like an arch, and landed right back on his ass at square one. What does this mean for him in the future? I don't see anything happening because apparently WrestleMania is booked out 2 WrestleManias. It's already booked out. He won't be winning another Money in the Bank. He won't be. Why don't you give him the Intercontinental Championship? Oh, wait, he already went through that. Now, that Intercontinental Championship run with Apollo Crews, where's Apollo Crews? That was a decent run until y'all had to put y'all stank on it and inject some, you know, diasporic undertones of who's African and who ain't in order to get, you know, in order to get like a bubble of heat on Apollo Crews. That fell through. Apollo Crews got thrown in the garbage. But don't nobody care about Apollo Crews, so ain't nobody really going to speak on that. Maybe I will. Because Apollo Crews, you know, had a semi-decent run until y'all was like, no. No one cares. The reason why Big E is back in a group doing New Day things is because of creative, is because they see value in other things. They're trying to make money hand over fist at the expense of their full-time workers. And because of the fans. And because of the fans. And because of the undertones of disrespect. Because you all think that he's there because he's black. As opposed to be, he's there because he worked hard and it was his time. And yes, since he got it, we celebrated him and we wanted to see him succeed. And you all could not handle that. I seen the racist comments. I seen the racist undertone. I seen that y'all call him clowns and gestures and all these terrible things. And that man put on for WWE and he put on for his community. And I thank Big E. I thank Big E. Because there are black children watching him and he did his best with what he had. It is you all who got Big E back to square one so fast, so quickly. You all did it. And WWE saw that you all was on board with kicking Big E in the ass, that they said, oh, this is going to be easy. We can just throw him back to the New Day. Then nobody want to be bothered with his ass, no way. I'm going to leave it with this quote somebody wrote under the comments. This guy claims he's black, so you already know how that goes. He says, I'm sure some people won't and wouldn't understand shit that happens to black wrestlers. It doesn't happen to white ones. Higher tier wrestlers don't get squashed. It was nice to see Big E hold it. It wasn't a long reign, but he deserves to say he was champion for as long as he was. Just my self-expression. I'm going to leave it right there. Y'all tell me what y'all think about Big E's reign and how he's been handled and the ripple effects of this going forth. Going forth. This is Wrestling Color Podcast. See you next time. Well, talk to you later. All right.